What's your first choice?
Audio.
Audio.
Okay.
You did work with Jake Hills this year, didn't you?
Yeah, I did a lot with him because I thought his program was pretty fun. So
That's cool. How would Jake describe your competency and your work relationship with him during Bearcoustic Session?
I would believe he would say that I'm engaging, I'm interested, and kind of just wondering how his audio production software works. Like Logic Pro, I don't have that on my laptop, so ever since working with him, I was like, well, I should probably get that on because that's where most of the Bearcoustic sessions are using, so yeah.
Tell me, what was your most rewarding moment this year for Bearcast? Sort of an accomplishment that you can look back and say that you can be proud of?
I would say working with Jake with Circlet. That was the first Bearcoustic session. I met one of my graduates from my high school there, and it was really cool because I set up a mic and I was working with the band and making sure they were all set up, even though we had a bleed, but we were able to compensate with trying to mute out that level and put it somewhere else on a different track. So I thought maybe like if I could fix that at some point, and then he would come back was like, oh hey, that's actually pretty cool and stuff like that. So I was just hoping that I wouldn't seem like the guy that just shows up, hang with his friends, and just kind of cause a disturbance. So I thought that was fun.
So you've been really active in Bearcast this past year. How do you think Bearcast can improve? What do you think are its downfalls? What do you think we could work on?
I think a little more diversity would be interesting. Maybe some kind of like ethnic festival, because I know in downtown Cincinnati we have the Greek festival. They do their music. It's really good music too. And I know Cincinnati in general is pretty into rock, and then I would say like second below that is country, and at least in our area of interest. So I was thinking like maybe if we promote a higher diversity with, like, my personal favorite is Irish because that's just my background in their music and stuff. It's so amazing. Folk, punk, I mean, you could go so many different ways. So I thought maybe if we outreach to more ethnicities, we can bring in a lot more people that would know about our different events and what we want to do in general.
How would this role provide you a link to your future career progression?
Well, I've always thought the audio director's position was very close to my dream job of working as an audio studio music production for Riot Games. They make a lot of the sound, the music that goes along with their game. They make ambient noises for the game that kind of make it seem real. So I thought, well, if I become an audio director or even just work with Jake, that I would get a sense of how these things are made with kind of like a band or something like that, or even just knowing the band that makes like the music.
Okay.
So yeah.
Give me an example of a time that you felt you went above and beyond the Call of Duty at work.
The first time I felt like I went above and beyond was helping Austin with the video sort shootings of the. We had an event on McMicken where it was a bunch of bands. The interns were there, Watchfrogs were there, and others and stuff, and they wanted a sign that just said Bearcast, and they were trying to figure out. So a guy that I didn't really know, I still don't really remember his name, helped me lift off a sign and just tethered it down barehanded and with no ladder. So that was a little, I think, above the Call of Duty because that was like hella unsafe.
Right.
My mom would have been like, what are you doing? I forget what he called it. It's like a dolly up, you push up a man and stuff like that, like hang something. I'm just like, oh god, I'm scared. So Yeah, then I was doing a video with Austin. Then I tried to see if I could go backstage and see this huge amp box. It just had like so many ports, and I was just like, what does that do? What does this do? What does this do for that? And the dude just broke it down. Like, not Jake, but the a visitor. He had his own rig, and it was a digital. It wasn't analog.
Right.
So I was like, oh, that's intense.
Yeah.
So if a band came in, would you feel competent enough to be able to set up mics and run audio for them and teach other people how to?
I would say yes. When I look at a mic, I know what it looks like and where it goes to. It's the names that I wouldn't really remember. I know what a condenser mic goes to. Like, I'm pretty sure it goes above the cymbals and stuff like that. Then you got the big mic that goes next to the bass. I'm all about visual where things go, and it's like a picto memory.
So you feel like you could get it working, you're just not sure if you could be academic about explaining everything.
I couldn't be like,
more of, we're
dropping
gonna rig
terms.
this and it's gonna work, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, okay. Which is, not the worst thing in the world.
And are you familiar with Pro Tools?
I wish I was, but it kind of feels like Audition, but I think Pro Tools is a lot more fun because there's other features on Pro Tools that I couldn't find in my Audition. I'm pretty sure Logic doesn't have phantom power, which you can go into a frequency and take out a specific sound that you don't want, which I tried to show that to Jake, but with his computer and the mouse it couldn't highlight, so I wanted to figure out how I did on my Mac to put it on the computer and see if I can like fix a bleed. So a bleed of sound, if that's the term.
What frustrated you about Bearcast this year?
I don't really feel frustrated with Bearcast, but maybe I mean, there's like some ideas that I have in my mind, but it's getting them out is the problem, because that's it's like a little weakness I have. But if there was any sort of frustration, that could be even like the smallest little thing, like, really, dude, you're gonna pull something like that. It would be probably the organization of groups where we have audio, video, marketing, and I can't remember the other group. Promotions, yeah, okay. Promotions. I think, like, it's nice that we have our own disciplinary setting to where people learn how to make their own things within that field. But if there was more of a huge collaborative, like, we do things for video, we do things for sound, what if we did things for the people? Because we seem to have a vision for each field, which is nice. I'm not gonna like bash on it, but it's like, what if we did something absolutely huge with all of them, like make an event that pretty sure we've already done that with Live on Shortvine. That sounds like a promotions, marketing, audio, video. So I was thinking that maybe something different, like that's a hard one because I don't know what you guys have done yet.
All right. You're saying like create an event that engages the general body to be a part of this event that requires audio, video, creating an event that engages our general body members that creates a fusion.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Because I always go with audio because I'm huge on the music and stuff, and I look to marketing, I'm like, what exactly would I do with that?
Mm-hmm.
Or promotions, like, I don't really have the tools to make like a flyer or however you want to do that. And then video is like, well, I can just take a video on my phone, but that's just me being stupid. So.
What kind of work did you do with Claire this year with Artist Relations?
Claire was close with Lila, and I would say I've done more with Lila, doing the tables, the
The remotes.
The remotes. Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
yeah.
Yeah, the remotes. I was handing out flyers and stuff like that, and I was looking at them, but I think I just helped Claire with moving the stuff, kind of like bell hopping different items that were heavy. So,
Okay.
but I haven't really done anything as far as connecting with artists or anything like that. It sounds simple, but I think it's more technical than I think, because I'm pretty sure musicians have a busy life. So
Right.
that sounds like fun though.
Yes. Got any other questions?
Do you have any ideas for the audio position? Anything you'd like to see more from that specific side of Bearcast? Anything you think Jake could have done this year that you would like to bring to the table?
Again, the diversity thing with different kinds of styles, kinds of music. I wanna work with people that have a mind to create, and me being a violinist, a ukulelist, I have this affinity to make something, to create like a tune or something like that. I would, even if a band doesn't really know like half of their song, but they want to fill something with it, I've looked at guitars, I've looked at drums, and I felt beats on the piano and stuff like that. So I was thinking like maybe even if they're there and they know their stuff, I could give pointers and still do my regular task as an audio director.
Any questions?
That's all I got.
Do you have any questions for us?
The music director position, I know you guys that's Blake, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Someone told me that wasn't Blake, and that was driving me nuts. So with Blake's position, that's him sorting wide orbit and putting music that he kind of listens to and kind of acts like a filter.
So we get mailed a lot of music from a lot of different promotions groups
Mhm.
or just bands themselves, and then he listens to it and finds out what he thinks that would fit on our station.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, he does filter it in a way. Yeah.
Yeah, my most wanted position is like going top down is the audio, artist relations, and music. So I thought those were rather pertinent to what I want to do with my life, is just music
Mm-hmm.
in some
for sure.
capacity.
Alright. Well, any other questions?
I don't believe so.